Breaking news this morning, Tampa Bay Bucks QB Tom Brady has announced he will retire following days of speculation.
All right, joining us now by phone to offer some perspective on the news is Bob Glauber, the NFL columnist for Newsday in New York and the president of the Pro Football Writers of America. Bob, thanks for joining us. So, not surprised, are you? How are you feeling today?
No, I'm not surprised because, I've been writing about this guy for 22 years, almost every day anyway, so why should today be different? No, there is no surprise. There is really no surprise. I think, he was upset and his family was upset that the word broke over the weekend, but that news was accurate. I think Tom Brady likes to control things, and I don't blame him on this one. It's really no surprise. Maybe a surprise that it happened this quickly, because last night on his podcast, he said, I'm still working through it, but he'd known all along.
Yeah, Peyton Manning talked about that last night on the Jimmy Fallon show, that he said Tom should be disappointed and frankly a bit mad that he didn't get to control the narrative. But someone in his camp let it out there. Adam Schefter clearly had the correct information. As for the why now, he made it pretty clear on Instagram and on Twitter when he said, I believe this is an all-in proposition. If a 100% competitive commitment isn't there, you won't succeed. But Bob, you look at the numbers and you watch Tom Brady play this year, and you could argue he is still at 44 on top of his game. Would you agree? And why do you think now, given how much left he has in the tank?
Well, absolutely, he is at the top of his game. He threw for more yards this year than he ever has, and he was better. He was a better production quarterback in his 40s than he was in his 20s. I mean, the numbers, it's incredible. So he kept himself in perfect shape. So, yes, he could absolutely come back and play at a very, very high level. But you know what? If you don't have it in you, and this was very important to him in the thinking process, if you don't have it in you completely, you can't do this sport. And he's right about that. It really does take a 100% commitment. It is a meat grinder. Mentally, physically, football is by far the toughest sport. To do it until age 44 is incredible enough. But I commend Brady for knowing in his head and in his heart that it just wasn't there entirely. And I think he hinted at that last week when he told Jim Gray on their podcast that, he's thinking more about his family. He's thinking about, do I have that all-in mentality? And I think that's when you realize, this is different. He's never really been as open with that kind of stuff as he had been last week. So, and that's why, you connect the dots, and it's just not that much of a surprise that he did it now.
Right. All right, Bob Glauber, NFL columnist for Newsday in New York and president of the Pro Football Writers of America. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this morning. Have a good one.
Hey, thanks very much. Good luck to you.
Yep.